Hey one, Bino here. What's good, everybody? Talking about the second half of season 7 of AMC's The Walking Dead, 7B, and it was an overall good season, you know. Yeah, it was dragged out, but also that's what it did in the comics. After issue 100, building up to the war, it got dragged out a little bit, but in the comics it's easier, you know. I don't know. Either way, we start off this with episode 9, Rockin' the Road, and that episode is continuing from Rick's now ready to go to war with Negan because he's come to Alexandria and killed some of the people and he's been, you know, real Negan-y. And Jesus takes them to the kingdom and introduces them to Ezekiel, and they, you know, works things out, try to see if he'll join them. And I like that because I like in that episode because they reunite with Morgan. They're like, did you find Carol? And he's like, yeah, I found her. A savior shot her, so I killed him. I had to. And Rick looks at him like, good job. And then later when Ezekiel looks to Morgan to see if they should go to war, Morgan's like, there's got to be another way. And then Rick's like, God damn Morgan. Like, he just was so proud of his son. And then his son just went terrible right away. And then also Daryl had to hang out at the kingdom because they couldn't be caught with him since he snuck away from the sanctuary. Also, in that episode they have probably one of my favorite zombie kill scenes is when they're all on the highway and there's all those cars and they're moving them out of the way. They're getting all those little bombs and whatnot. And then that big horde of zombies comes and Michonne and Rick get in separate cars with the line across and just drive through them like really, oh my god, that scene is so epic. Now, that episode ends, is that the episode that ends with, I believe it is, it ends with them returning to Alexandria and Gabriel and like half their supplies are missing now. And then they go and they are surrounded by people and Rick gives the camera this nice little smile type thing. He's like, and also in that may not be that episode. Is that episode also when Simon comes to Alexandria? Yeah, it is. Because when they get back, Simon and the crew Simon and the crew come to Alexandria to look for Daryl, and they're like, y'all might want to start looking for supplies because there's not much going on here. And after that, what do we got next? New best friends is when we meet those garbage people, and they have Gabriel. And Gabriel, it's so crazy because it's not the Gabriel. I mean, Gabriel's slowly been becoming, you know, his own and making. I've always liked Gabriel since the beginning. Just he makes mad here and there, but he comes out here and he's got a wife beater on. He puts the knife up to that garbage lady's neck. The garbage people are really weird and they talk all stupid, and it makes no sense at all because obviously all of the garbage people are our age. Well, not ours, but Rick and the rest of the crew's age. So that means they've been alive before the apocalypse. So why do they all talk all weird and caveman like, you know? They're like, you worry, he yours, I lay with it after. Like, maybe we speak in full sentences. And most of them look pretty dang American or something. It just makes no sense. If there was a bunch of Mexicans or something coming down from Mexico living with us, that makes more sense. But it just, and Rick fights that really dope zombie. He had a name for it, but I don't remember. But he had like that metal helmet on with spikes and just spikes. And this is like the third or fourth time Rick, this show tricks us into thinking Rick's finally gonna lose his hand because he stabs through his hand. Stop hurting his hand if you're not gonna take it off. Either take it off or don't. Daryl reunites with Carol. Carol asks if everyone's okay, and Daryl tells her that everyone made it and everyone's okay. Morgan and some of the Hilltop people are hanging out and whatnot. Okay, hostiles and calamities. Eugene unwillingly begins to work for Negan and the Saviors. Oh, that's the episode where it's basically the episode from the first half of the season when Daryl's at the sanctuary, but now it's Eugene. Eugene's having a little bit better of a time though, because he's a pussy and does whatever he tells him to do, and he definitely, and I remember Negan's like, and doesn't even finish asking who Eugene is, and Eugene goes, I'm Negan. And I'm like, are you kidding me, Eugene? God, like, every time you think Eugene's about to be like more ballsy, he's not. Either way, I still love Eugene, it's just he's doing stupid. God. Anyways, Eugene's hanging out there, and Negan sends him like 3 of his wives, and they're touching all up on Eugene, and he's like, thank you, I appreciate this, but to my understanding, you are only doing this because Negan has requested you to act on this intercourse, talking on Eugene. Like, he was like, but I would not like to do that against your will. So instead, how about we play some of these good old video games? And he's playing all these old school video games, and he's telling about all the cheats and little codes and the Easter eggs and crap, and he's just talking all Eugene. He does some science experiments with the girls, but basically it was a pointless ass episode. Then we got Say Yes. Which one is this? Groups cabins for supplies. Back in Alexandria, Terrament. Okay, I'm trying to look at these pictures. Alright, yep. This is when Rick and Michonne go to some like carnival type place. It looks like Rick dies, but obviously he doesn't, and Michonne starts crying, but that was stupid. It was also another really pointless episode, but they get a little bit of supplies, not much. And at the end of the episode, Tara comes to Rick and is like, Rick, I gotta talk to you. And that's obviously her telling him about the Waterside people or whatever they're called. What have we got next? Bury Me Here. The Saviors come to collect their weekly stuff from the kingdom, and one of the melons is missing, and so they kill Ben, the kid. He's from like, I think he was the main character on I'm in the Band, from an old Disney XD show. But either way, they kill Benjamin, and then Richard, my boy from the comics and kind of show, he explains, Morgan does some detective work and figures out that, finds the melon and realizes it was Morgan realizes it was Richard that did it, and Richard's all I did it, but I thought they were going to kill me. I wanted them to kill me instead of Benjamin, and so then they go and give the rest of the supplies to him, and then Morgan beats the shit out of Richard and then like chokes him to death, and so Richard's dead now, and I'm assuming Morgan will die the Richard way in the comics during the All-Out War. But yeah, that gets the kingdom ready for war, I think, because that's when I think at the end of that episode is when Carol finally comes back and talks to Ezekiel. Even if that wasn't an episode, either way, some episode around there, Carol does come and tell, because Morgan goes to Carol's door. Yeah, that was this episode. Morgan goes to Carol's door and they trade spots. She goes back to the kingdom and Morgan goes to that house, and he tells her that Negan killed Abraham and Glenn and some others, and she's like, crap. She goes and tells Ezekiel it's time for war, and he's like, I'm down. Now what do we got after that? We got the other side. What is this one? This is the Saviors visit. Alright, the Saviors come to the hilltop unexpectedly. They might be looking for Daryl. I don't remember why they were doing that. They came because they needed to get the other doctor, Dr. Carson, Maggie's doctor, because they burned alive the other doctor a few episodes back in the Eugene episode. In that episode, Sasha and Rosita sneak out of the hilltop. Daryl and Maggie have to hide. Enid tries to, keep them off their trail. Really, Simon's chilling with Gregory. Gregory's whispers around with Simon. I'm pretty sure he's at Sem telling on everyone on what they're planning, and also Cal, the Asian dude, took Gregory on a car ride. He said, I need you to take me somewhere. And I think that happened like last episode, but either way, he's taking him somewhere, which I believe is to go talk to the Saviors to let him know that he does not stand with this like he does in the comics. But we haven't seen him tell. We'll see that in season 8. Something they need. This episode was pretty good. It shows Tara telling Rick about the female community. Them coming, Tara holds the grandma lady, the leader of them, at gunpoint. Is like, yo, we need your guns. And then they all come in, they save them from the zombies, and they're like, hey, yo, we need your guns, so how about you don't be stupid and help us, because they killed all your men and children, except for a few females. They killed all your men, really, and we want to kill them, so come on, help us. And they were like, no, the lady was like, no, but after working together to kill all the zombies, all the girls were like, take the guns, we'll fight with you, but they're sort of like, no, don't fight, or something like that. Oh, some of them want to go with them, and they're like, no, because the leader of your group doesn't want it, so we're not doing all that crap. Gregory tries to kill his first zombie. Maggie has to save him. He also thinks about stabbing Maggie, but he doesn't, thank God. Might have been 2 episodes ago. Either way, Sasha and Rosita, a while back, sometime in these episodes, go to snipe Negan, and then they're like, there's Eugene, let's get him. They kill a Savior, cut open the fence to get Eugene. He's like, I didn't want to go with you guys. Now I'm like, what the hell, Eugene? Why? And Eugene stays, and then Sasha runs in, closes the gate, and tells Rosita to go back. And Sasha runs in and gets held captive, and Negan tells her he can join her, and she asks Eugene to get her a knife or a gun so she can kill herself, but really she wants it to kill Negan. But Eugene brings her a damn poison capsule, because freaking, oh my god, Eugene, he's so stupid. At the end of the episode, everyone returns to Alexandria. Rosita opens the fence and says, hey, yo, we got a visitor, and goes to the cell, and Dwight's in there, and Daryl runs at him, and the episode ends, because he wants to work with them. After that, now we are in the finale. They're talking to Dwight, and they're like, why do you want to work with us? And Dwight's like, because he's terrible, so Dwight's going to be their double agent, so he has to go back and pretend like nothing's going on. Sasha, it's obvious Sasha's going to die, because the entire episode is her like dreaming about Abraham and crap. She's listening to music inside of a casket. She volunteers to help Negan, so Negan's like, hella, this is dope. And the garbage people come in their garbage trucks. They ride in garbage trucks and bicycles. What the fuck? And come to Alexandria. Everyone's got their guns and they're all getting ready. And Negan shows up. Eugene tells them, "Hey, yo, y'all need to stand down, or people are gonna die, and I don't want this to happen." And Rick says, "Where's Negan?" And Eugene says, "I'm Negan." And I'm like, are you kidding me, Eugene? Just God. So now Eugene's like basically, like they didn't, because he was just a prisoner to Negan in the comics. He didn't like work with him and help him. Either way, they're gonna blow up the road where they're all at, and Rick looks at Rosita, and they both give each other like a little glance. They're like, yeah, let's do it. Eugene's chosen his side. And they try it, and the bomb doesn't go off, and she tries it a few more times, and they're like, what the fuck? And next thing you know, all the garbage people point their guns at all of our people. Oh my god, the finale was so good, because the garbage people are not in the comics. Neither are those, like, the female community. It was just so mind-blowing, because I did not expect the garbage people to turn on us. Like, they've only been on one episode, but I thought they were good people. I thought they were down. I didn't think they even knew who Negan was, but they were obviously working for him, and it was just so freaking crazy. And so Negan's like, y'all are gonna kill your boy Eugene, and then he let Sasha out, but Sasha's now a zombie because she took the poison capsule inside of there, and she leaps at Negan, but of course Negan doesn't die, falls to the ground, and the dude pulls Sasha off of Negan, and he gets ate. Sasha's eating a few people, and Carl turns, shoots a couple of the garbage people, and now Scott and Tobin, they're shooting, Rosita's shooting, Rosita gets like shot in the arm. Michonne's getting beat up like Andrea does in the sniper tower in the comics. And oh my, it's just getting wild. Everyone's shooting people. They're trying to get Negan, Simon, Dwight, a few other people escape. Oh, and they're about to kill. Oh yeah, because other people like got away. Most of our people, except for a few random Alexandrians. And they got Rick and Carl lined up, and he's like, I'm gonna kill Carl. He goes, I'm gonna try to do it in one hit because I like Carl that much. And he goes to do it, and as soon as he does it, Shiva leaps out and attacks a random savior. And he's like, what the fucking tiger? And then Ezekiel and the kingdom and the hilltop, they come up in there and they're kicking ass. They're riding through on horses. Morgan's come through. Morgan stabs a dude in the head, and Morgan's finally back, like, to how we like him. Carol's kicking ass, not being her pussy self. Everyone's together. It is so fucking dope. And the saviors and the garbage people all retreat, except for the few that got killed. And it's looking super, super dope. Dwight has to go back, obviously. And Dwight, Simon, Eugene, and Negan are all hanging out inside. And Negan's like, Eugene, how do you think Sasha died in that casket? And he says, well, how tight that we had that tarp over and compacted, blah, 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 blah. He goes, she probably suffocated. And Negan's like, maybe. But like, you can tell he's not really believing Eugene all the way. So I'm hoping Dwight will be like, Eugene, I'm undercover. You and me, let's get out of here. And along with some of the others that are good in the sanctuary. And Negan comes out to all the saviors and like, we're going to war. And then we cut back and it shows, and I've been waiting for this, it shows Rick, leader of Alexandria, Maggie, the leader of the hilltop, and Ezekiel, the leader of the kingdom, all standing there together on the stage, on this little podium. And all of their people there with their horses, their weapons, their gear, everybody's there. And they're like, us three communities, we're together, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And Maggie's giving this nice speech talking about how Glenn was just a stranger to Rick, and he saved Rick. And he was with him all the way to the farm, all the way to the prison, all the way to here, where they're at now. And they're family, and it was so awesome. They're like, all of us strangers didn't know each other before. We would have just walked past each other on the road and not known each other. But now, somehow we've all come together, and we're a family. And I was like, oh my God. And they're all, oh my God, the three communities are together, which at first I was like, hello, we got 4 communities, plus maybe the females, but the garbage people are obviously working for Negan, so we got the garbage people and the sanctuary, so 2 against us, our 3, with the possibility of the female community. So we got like 3.5, because obviously some of the female community will work with us. And obviously we'll win, as we do in the comics, and it's just really dope. And I think that's really all that happens, is it leaves off with our people coming together, and they're making a plan because we're going after Negan. So let me know your thoughts on Season 7 overall, on the second half of Season 7, did you like it, etc. Who's your favorite character this season? Who did you like being introduced, and whatnot. Till next, stay geeky, like, subscribe.
Yo, saying geek bitches, if you like this video, hit subscribe and like, do that shit.